Trigger warning. The following content may discuss sensitive topics such as mental health, abuse, violence. Please proceed with caution and take care of yourself. If you feel uncomfortable, it's okay to step away.
About 80% of the information you got is a complete lie. And then another probably about 30% is fabricated and has very little truth to it. But listen, we are so proud of you, Bougie. You're doing the Lord's work. I tried to say that with like as little laughing as possible. But I mean, really. Whew. You know what I did tonight? I went out to dinner and had the best night. Kat stayed home with Luke, making puzzles, and I went out to dinner with this amazing woman and had the time of my life. It's the first time I've been out of the house, like, oh no, we went out last weekend. And then tomorrow, because I have so much free time, thank you, by the way, I'm going on a trip. And I'm going. Like, I feel like I'm finally living. I don't have crazy up north demanding this, that, and the other, and then manipulating me with her suicide threats. I don't have to worry about walking on eggshells with Mildred. Like, bro, I'm good. Listen, you want me to take some pictures for you and post them tomorrow so that you can at least feel like you're close to me on my trip? Because I am stoked. Especially getting out of this town during Mardi Gras time. Ugh. Thank you. Like, thank you. Because, look, I'm going to have a fucking blast this next week. So, I mean, I'm going to have a blast this week. And you're still going to be talking about me. Oh, goodness. Like, I mean, how fun is that? How fun is that? I'm not afraid of you or any of this. I'm not. Like, I'm not. Like, y'all are like, Faith and Wendy and Mildred and Nancy. You don't think that Kat knew that I went to Boston with Wendy? Now, let me say this about Wendy, because I know Tina is dying to get that fire started. But the difference between Wendy and all of you is that when we had that closure that night on Bougie's Live and we talked to each other, we walked away and we're perfectly fine. She got closure. I got closure. We moved the fuck on. Some of y'all need to do the fucking same. Like, some of y'all need to move the fuck on. You do. Jessica. And you know what? I want to talk to Sheila. I think that was Australian. That wasn't English. That was Australian. But whatever. Sheila, weren't you just in my live a couple of days ago bucking my head up? Saying keep my head up and they're liars and weren't you in here just a few days ago? And we've spoken since the business card thing. We've spoken actually a few times. That's so weird. That's so weird. That's crazy. But look, one less fucking person in my life that I don't have to fucking deal with who's shady and who flip-flops. Like a summer thong. So, maybe you got bullied when you were younger because you were a two-faced liar. I'm just saying. Like, That's a good indication of happiness. Please, you losers can have each other. I don't need friends like that. I don't need people in my life like that. I don't need a single fucking one of y'all. Y'all are the ones who are like 7 years later, like, she didn't bring me a bag of chips. And she should have. Well, okay. Okay. And I made no secret how much I loved Mildred. None. Sadly, I'll probably always have some kind of love in my heart for her. I mean, I just will. But let me tell you something. You don't know the hell that motherfucker put me through. A lot. And thank you for that too. And I'll admit it. Do I miss her? Absolutely. I miss her. Like a hole in the head. Like a hole in the head. That's not true. Sometimes I do miss her. I do. Sometimes I do. And look, at least I could be honest about it. Do I miss her from time to time? Absolutely. And then the other times I think, I was like 35 years of my life. Oof. Like 30 years of my life. Since we've been like 15. So, I mean, that's like, oof, what a waste. But I will always love her. I will. And if you want to call Kat in and tell her to her face so that you can have all this, like, aha. I mean, Kevin, what am I not replying to, honey? What am I not replying to? What am I not replying to, baby? And Jess143, stop listening. If you don't care what I have to say, turn me off. But I bet your fearless leader won't. I bet you she'll sit on that live and listen all night. I could get off and come right back on and she's going to play it. Isn't that right? Hickety-kitty-kitty. So, I guess y'all are just going to have to hear me. Because she can't stay away. She can't. I don't play her voice in here. I play it just enough that I can hear some of the bullshit that she's saying, but I mean, she literally puts it on and then they listen, like, or no, this is what she does. With that face. Nightly for the past 8 weeks. I guess when you gotta sleep next to Sam, I guess I'd pick the latter too. And I'm sure Sam encourages it because look at that. Yes. But, I mean, Kevin, I don't see your question. So you saying, still ignoring? I don't see your question. Probably because your ignorance is filtered. That's a great thing. And Janae just blocked you, so bitch, bye. Like, please. Right, he didn't even ask anything. It's probably filtered. Or ghosted because we don't deal with that shit. But what I want to know about Tammy Guidry, let's talk about that, because all of a sudden we're so protective over Tammy when she was speaking with such authority last night. Let's talk about Tammy Guidry, the funeral director from Alvin, Texas. She said all that last night, so it's not like I'm doxing anything. You know, kind of like y'all do to me. Let's talk about Tammy Guidry. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the things that Tammy Guidry, the funeral director from Alvin, Texas, said on her live last night with Bougie Panda, Jen Smith. Let's talk about that. I'll play it for you. Since Bougie said I will, and they don't want it out there, I'm going to play it for you. I'm going to play it for you. Hold, please. Let's get it. So I won't be able to see them or their ignorance for a minute because I'm going to be playing this in the phone. But, oh, let's see. I got to see which one I sent off today. Let's see. Hold, please. Because, I mean, if we're going for jobs and efficacy. Oh, Tammy. You were so proud, and then you're like, oh, wait, please don't put it.
I think that's what kind of drew me into Chauvin.
This is Tammy Guidry from Alvin,
But,
Texas.
I mean, no matter what, when it comes time to that funeral, I still do. I shouldn't say did. I'm a little nervous here.
Don't be nervous.
You should be
Well,
nervous because you shouldn't be talking about those things on a
It would not
lot.
be advisable for her to come anywhere near it.
Oh, was that a threat? It sounded like a
But
threat.
in doing so, I had to premise all that to explain what I do because I go above and beyond.
Did you get your ass passed last night, Tammy Guidry from Alvin, Texas, the funeral director?
I can't say joyous, but remember, I can't even think of the word because I'm just kind of nervous about this. But
It would be comforting.
no, I am not Tammy McClure.
You would want to be comforting, and you could only hope that you were Tammy McClure,
So doing so,
but you're definitely not. You're
I
Tammy
am in the hospitals
Coomer
a lot, even
Guidry
before that
from
time
Alvin,
comes.
Texas.
The hospital personnel will talk to the families, at that stage. And even if they don't use my funeral home, I still get called to advise. I get called by.
Okay, that's really weird that you're scouting out hospitals of sick people for a funeral home. That's super fucking weird. Weird. But, okay. But here you are still talking about your job on Alive with, we're gonna get to it.
Other funeral homes, But
Tammy
I'll go
Guidry,
and I'll meet with these
Alvin,
families.
Texas,
And
funeral
I meet
director.
a lot at MD Anderson. For those who don't know what MD Anderson is a world-renowned cancer hospital.
It is.
And they've got smaller hospitals all over the country, and I think there's even a few out of country. I don't know because I don't leave my country. I'm a pansy that way. But anyway.
By the way, the P word that you use isn't socially acceptable. You might want to rethink that word, but we'll keep going.
I spent a lot of time in the city of Houston at MD Anderson with the children's side of it. So in doing so, obviously, when you spend a lot of time there, you make friends. So I had to go today to advise with the family that is nearing the end. So
you were talking about a future potential dying child on Alive and told everyone where that dying child was. Yikes.
When I was there, of course, I had a bit of case of the ass because I got banned last night, and I never go live.
So you're bitter because someone banned you, which it wasn't me because I literally, whatever. Blame me. I know you will, but blame me. Okay, hold on.
So the fact that I got banned for going live pissed me off even worse.
Yep.
So I started chatting with my friends there, and I did it the legal way, not like Chauvin who calls her friends in. I did it the legal way.
Okay, let's talk about that. I did it the legal way, not the way that Chauvin calls her friends in, but you just called your friends in. That's so fucking weird. That's so fucking weird. Okay.
And so we were chatting, and I told them about this, journey room and everything like that, and they kind of looked at me, and I said, well, what the hell? I mean, we're behind the scenes, so don't think I was being unprofessional. We're totally behind the scenes.
You totally were being unprofessional because you did all this. You said for 3 hours while you were supposed to be at work scouting out a family. But, okay, here we go.
And I was like, what the hell does that look for? Because I brought them donuts. I'm like, I bring you food and you look at me like I'm crazy. And without me even
Right there, that's when I knew you were lying. That's what I knew. But here we go.
saying a name, they said her name to me.
Right. Sure.
So she's in New Orleans. I'm in Houston.
Sorry, she's in Houston.
They said her name to me.
Did they?
And I said, oh, well, that's intriguing. How do you know? So they...
Now, I'm going to challenge Boozy and Stalker Susie. Okay? Boozy and Stalker Susie. I'm going to challenge both of y'all. She says on here that I fundraised for MD Anderson. And she says on here that I talked to some man I don't even know, who that man is or what name they were putting in the chat. But Susan has recordings of pretty much almost every live because she's a fucking psychopath. And so does Bougie. They've got clips and hours and hours and all this stuff. And anyone who's in here and in Bougie's live, okay? Okay, anyone who's in here and in Bougie's live, when have you ever heard me talk about MD Anderson or that man? If I did all this fundraising for MD Anderson, when did I talk about him? When? I'd love to know. Never. Never. I've never brought up MD Anderson. I have, and I'll explain it to you because I know sometimes you got to talk slow for you. But go. Look up those lives. Watch them. Susan is so psychotic, she has some of my lives memorized. Fucking memorized. Okay? But I want to know when this, because she's going to tell a story that's a lie. And for the person in there who said irrelevant, oh, it's so relevant. Because this is what y'all are basing shit on. Bullshit lies. But here we go. I'm going to let you hear the rest of her shit. And then we're going to see who is believing this story. Okay? Here we go. Hold please. Let me go back to the video.
So not only, I'm going to summarize it because this ended up being a 3-hour conversation.
A 3-hour conversation while you were supposed to be working, scouting out a family who's about to die, a child at MD Anderson. Your words, not mine. Okay, here we go.
There for so long.
Yeah, they can turn up now.
And so I'm sorry, yeah, they can turn up. So basically, then I had to go back because when I was taking the screenshots that I was apologizing to Nancy for, I had forgot, and thankfully I did, but I never sent it to her. I had recorded that live, and sometimes I will record it. And Chauvin, I will say, had to teach me how to screen record because I'm new to this bullshit. But so we went there while we were talking, and I was kind of going through Bougie's live to get that FBI. Because they've got this information, but it never went anywhere, and they never knew what they could do with it.
So you mean to tell me that a major conglomerate hospital that's in states all across the United States, okay, doesn't know what to do with information that they think is faulty? That's fucking weird. You're right, because they needed you, Tammy Guidry, funeral director, to go and tell them how to handle their legal business. Okay. Oh, look who's reporting. Aw. Oh, I'm coming right back and tell you the rest for Tammy Guidry. Tammy C. Guidry. Super unethical. Like, stupid unethical. But let's go back to it. Hold, please.
when it's not only because she blew the money that she couldn't open up this journey room. She's got some complaints against her at these hospitals. So when she couldn't get it in Nolans, she started outsourcing, maybe going outside where she is. And of course, and if I had to guess, and this is just a guess.
Hold on. You tell Hora, thank you so much. Because of all your comments, it pushes me out further. Thanks. Thanks a lot. Tell Hora and her stupidness, I appreciate her. Okay, going back to it.
She sought out the cancer hospital because of her child passing up cancer.
So let's see. You're a funeral director who's speaking of another grieving mother's child that you don't know anything about on a public live with authority. Okay, just checking.
It's my speculation. I can't imagine, because Nolans for me is probably 4.5, 5 hours.
It's about 6 with a couple of bathroom breaks.
But MD Anderson is in Houston. But I'm saying for me, probably 4.5, 5 hours. So she sought out MD Anderson for sure.
Did I?
So they started filling me in, and come to find out,
they've gotten the video already.
Also seeking donations in the name of MD Anderson.
Oh, we're going to play that again. Hold on.
I am south of Houston, but MD Anderson is in Houston. But I'm saying for me, probably 4.5, 5 hours.
Put your good ears on.
So she sought out MD Anderson for sure.
For sure.
So.
No allegedly. No in my opinion.
They started filling me in, and come to find out, she was also seeking donations in the name of MD Anderson.
Was I? No alleged. No in my opinion, and said that with authority.
Places in Houston, and because I'm on the spot, I'm trying to think of the gentleman, the guy's name that owns Landry's. He owns the Golden Nuggets, Saltgrass. You guys might remember his name.
I don't even know who the fuck she's talking about. Not even a small little clue who she's talking about. And I'm sure Bougie and Stalky Sue, when have I ever mentioned MD Anderson, or who is it? Landry? But I'm gonna let her continue.
Michelle, Carolyn, I'm in Elvin.
See,
Anyway,
she
the
says
guy
it.
that owns Landry's in the daughter.
So I'm gonna keep hold that down.
Yes. I should know that because my son works for Saltgrass up in Denton. So come to find out, she was also using his name.
When have I ever mentioned that name? Never. Number one, I don't trust men. I don't, very, very rarely will I ever work or trust any man. I don't. But the fact that you said that I said and used that man's name to take to, with no alleged and no in your opinion, I'm gonna let you listen again.
You should know that because my son works for Saltgrass up in Denton. So come to find out, she was also using his name, saying that that he was backing her, meaning like, I guess, like supporting. I don't know if there's any claim of financial backing. I don't know that, but that
you don't know a lot of things.
These flyers and statements went out that.
So you said I made flyers and put statements out. You got those flyers? You got them? I would bet every single dime that I have that you don't.
Basically, I don't remember if she said it was working with or in support of or something like that. That Fertitta was Fertitta or Frittata, however you say it. A potato.
So wait a minute. They told you this story, and you can't even think of the man's name that I allegedly used to take donations with flyers and everything else. And you followed me for quite some time, and I don't think that you've ever heard that name because I've never said it. But you had a conversation with them where they must have had to have repeated it, and you couldn't even think of the name, and your son works for him? You know what? You're not going to have to worry about your funeral director's license. You're going to have to worry about a fire extinguisher for those pants that are on fire. Liar, liar.
Otto, however you say his name. He was involved with her, and so that's what she was using to go to these hospitals. So while I was there, for those that don't know Houston, we have what's called the medical center.
I know Houston, but you know why I know Houston? Because I love to ice skate with my son. So we go to Houston to ice skate because it's beautiful and I love the Container Store. Okay, let me tell you the real truth. I love the Container Store. Fucking love it. And right across the street from the Galleria is the Container Store. It's the most epic place. If you've never been to a Container Store, seriously, go there. It will change your entire life. It's very expensive, but it is life-changing. Okay? Life-changing. Anyway, back to Tammy Two-Face. Here we go.
And it's almost like a town of its own. That's got a bazillion and one different hospitals.
Which
it's
that I didn't know.
Like shopping. You literally could shop hospitals.
I had no idea that.
And if you're from Houston, then you know how big it is, but it's ginormous. So it almost sounds like, while I was sitting there, my girlfriends there at MD Anderson started making calls, and it's almost like, I believe it sounded like Tillman, like she was hospital shopping. So she called over to Methodist, Houston Methodist here, and they know her name.
Listen, MD Anderson, and I mean everyone at MD Anderson, got this recording today. I mean, if I could find an email, I sent it. I also sent it to the people at Methodist and everyone at Methodist, along with your name and contact information and your work, since you were there on work business. And I let them know what you're saying in the name of their hospital.
So this is not just going on in New Orleans. This is going on in Houston too. So if it's going on in Houston, between us and her, we have Baton Rouge, we have Lafayette. The girl that I was speaking with today, and
Susan said, "I've got the pieces."
Oh, Susan's got the pieces.
Pardon me?
Susie says she's got the pieces, so
She's
I think
got 'em.
she's figured something out.
No.
Okay.
She's dumb as a box of
because
rocks.
my son was born at the Children's Hospital in Baton Rouge. So they...
Oh, it's been federal.
Oh, it's been federal. Yeah.
Yeah, I am.
You know that lying. You know that lying. You know that lying. You know that lying. But wait. There's more.
But she said, and I would have never gotten this tea had she not pissed me off and got me banned last night. But
See, that's why I say
this
it
was
happens
revenge.
for a reason.
So this was revenge?
Everything happens for a reason. I look at everything bad as a test, and you overcame it.
Oh, you overcame it, all right.
I would have never, if you, and then to get me for self-harm, that was your first mistake. I would have never looked into anything.
If we want to talk about mistakes, let's talk about mistakes that Tammy Guidry made. Tammy Guidry, funeral director from Texas, supposedly, not allegedly because it's her own words that we all just heard, was on official work business scouting out a dying child at MD Anderson to bring in business for her funeral home while on the clock or while working, scouting out a dying child at MD Anderson, struck up a conversation about me, and the people at MD Anderson knew me by name, and then proceeded to tell you that they have flyers and that they know all about me. But please, Tammy Guidry, tell us how to handle our major national hospital business, because they would never fucking know unless you told them. Your words, not ours. Then you decided that you were going to call Methodist Hospital, and wouldn't you fucking know it? When you called Methodist Hospital and talked to random person or your friend, they said they know my name too. And that I used some man, Fertitta or whatever you said, as my financial backing story. And in this 3-hour time period that you were on the clock and on a work mission, you decided to do your own personal investigation on that, when I have never mentioned MD Anderson or Methodist. The only time I mention Methodist is that's my religious faith. But now you're saying that I used those two hospitals and that man's name to further scam people, and you want people to believe that. Wow. I mean, that's amazing. I'm sure if you ask Stalker Susan or Batshit Crazy Bougie if they have any recordings of me saying MD Anderson, you'd be a fucking liar. Let's finish.
Would have went and done my job today and came home and business as usual, but you done pissed me off.
Oh.
And now I'm on a mission. But
that sounds like a threat. That absolutely sounds like a threat. And you were speaking directly to me.
they are calling Baton Rouge tomorrow at that children's hospital. Because like I said, there's a big one.
Yeah, she's got Boston Children's Hospital in her link tree.
So let's educate Jen for a second, okay? Because she's really fucking stupid, like super stupid. But let's educate Jen for a second, okay? Jen, the reason why I have Boston in my link tree is because I want people to donate to Boston. It's a link directly to Boston to donate to that hospital. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, why on earth do you have Boston in your link tree? Or in your, it's not in my link tree. It's actually at the top of my profile. If you go to my profile, let me show you. Hold, please. I wonder if I'll be able to see it. Yeah, I do. Oh, is it in my link tree? Oh, it is in my link tree. Sorry. I was wrong. And I'll say that. In my link tree. Let me find it. Here we go. Right there. It says, donate today, Boston Children's. And when you touch that, it takes you directly to Boston Children's, where you can make a donation to Boston Children's. Now, let me explain my absolute love for Boston Children's. Boston has a doctor there. He was actually the first doctor to discover ATRT, which is the type of cancer that my child had. He was actually the doctor that spoke to me on the phone and told me the really hard brass tacks of my son's diagnosis and more than likely what was going to come of him. And he was the one who told me if it was really even an option for me to take my baby home and don't go through the chemo. Because he looked at my son's scans and he took all of that information and he said, take him home, that my baby was going to die. And rather than pump him full of poison and ruin the little bit of the last few days that we have with him, I should take him home. If that was the kind of strength I had. And because he was the founding doctor of that particular type of cancer, I trusted him. And we took him and we went home. And we had the time of our lives for that month and a half. And we loved every minute of being able to hold our child, love on our child, squeeze on him, take him places, and see all kind of developing. Like, he rolled over. He sat up and he said, Mama. So I know that might be kind of hard for you to process, Jen, because you don't seem to understand really fucking anything. But that's why I have Boston in my profile. Because I want people to donate to that hospital because they have world-renowned research at that hospital. And if maybe they get enough donations, they'll be able to do a little bit more research on ATRT to where there's not another mom that suffers like I do every day. I know that's hard for you to conceptualize, but maybe now that I've said it really slow for you and spelled it out, maybe now it'll click for you. Okay. All right. Let's go back to the video of Tammy Guidry in Houston. Sorry.
It's a crock of shit too.
Oh yeah, we've already made talked to them, and of course there's no journey room there.
Yeah, well, she's been really invested in this MD Anderson.
She said I was really invested in MD Anderson, but yet no one's ever heard of me talk about MD Anderson because I haven't. I've never talked about MD Anderson, not ever. But I'm gonna keep going.
And collecting donations on behalf of MD Anderson.
Pause. I want you to listen for the word allegedly or in my opinion. And I want you to raise your hand when you hear it. Okay? Just put a little hand in the comment when you hear the words allegedly or in my opinion. Hold please.
Shit too.
Oh yeah, we've already made talked to them, and of course there's no journey room there.
Yeah, well, she's been really invested in this MD Anderson, and collecting donations on behalf of MD Anderson. They've got proof of that too.
Oh, Chauvin.
They've got proof of
Jen.
her claiming that there was going to be a journey room at MD Anderson. And now the girls that I'm sitting in this office with are like, well, you know, we should have came to you based on what I do for them after they have passed, but they never had a reason to ask me about it and vice versa.
Now, did you hear the word allegedly? Did you hear the word allegedly? You did? You heard allegedly? Hold on. I didn't. But let me play again.
Because like I said, there's a big one.
Yeah, she's got Boston Children's Hospital in her link tree.
No, we already
That's a
explained
crock of
that.
shit too.
Oh yeah, we've already made talked to them, and of course there's no journey room there.
Yeah, well, she's been really invested in this MD Anderson, and collecting donations on behalf of MD Anderson. They've got proof of that too.
Oh, Chauvin.
They've got
Jen.
proof of her claiming that there was going to be a journey room at MD Anderson.
Okay. Raise your hand in the comments if you heard the word allegedly or in my opinion. No, I didn't either. She said with authority, while on the clock on official business to people at a hospital, that now they're giving out information allegedly. But she's speaking on authority saying that I did those things. Now, Bougie isn't worth anything. And Susan isn't worth anything. But Tammy, oh, baby doll, you worth things. You worth it. I mean, maybe not after this because you won't have a job, but.
And now the girls that I'm sitting in this office with, they're like, well, you know, we should have came to you based on what I do for them after they have passed, but they never had a reason to ask me about it and vice versa. So that's, again, I want to make sure that fat ass, I'm sorry.
Oh, wait. Hold on, please. She wants to make sure that my fat ass, so again, she repeats it again, and then she fat shames me. But okay, wait, hold on. I mean, do you talk about the family's bodies that you're working on like that? I'm just wondering. Just a question. Thank you for that. Thank you for doing that for Boston. Thank you. That gives me hope for a mom tonight. Thank you. Okay. Oh, no, I absolutely have called names. I absolutely have. Not denying it. The difference between me and y'all is I will admit the things that I have done wrong. I absolutely have name called. 100%. Well, absolutely. Most certainly. But let's go back to this.
For them after they have passed, but they never had a reason to ask me about it and vice versa. So
Again, she says, listen.
that's, again, I want to make sure that fat ass, I'm sorry, is crystal clear. I didn't seek out anybody or anything that was.
Yes, you did seek out people. You went while working to the hospital and decided to strike up a conversation about this, allegedly, strike up a conversation about this to people while you were on the job and on assignment. Okay, I'm just making sure my fat ass heard it. Okay?
Fat ass, I'm sorry, is crystal clear. I didn't seek out anybody or anything that was illegal. I didn't ask anybody, let me see what's in your computer. She needs to know that.
Oh, she said she's going to ask the Children's Hospital in Alabama tomorrow.
Yeah, she has sprung out past New Orleans. She's on a mission, and it's just a mission of fucking scamming. It's not a mission of doing anything to open up any kind of room or anything like that.
Any allegedly?
And
I'll try to put this on YouTube because.
Hold on. Any allegedly? Any in my opinion? I didn't hear it either, but.
Orleans. She's on a mission, and it's just a mission of fucking scamming. It's not a mission of doing anything to open up any kind of room or anything like that. And
I'll try to put this on YouTube because I haven't played any
Listen.
copyrighted music.
Well, keep my name off of it, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want her doing anything to jeopardize my license.
Okay, let's have a learning day. Everybody ready for a learning day? Let's have a learning day. Ready? Tammy C. Guidry from Houston, Texas, who is a funeral director. This is your life learning day lesson tonight. When you go on the internet and you run your mouth and don't use proper legal terms like allegedly or in my opinion, and you speak with authority and you're mixing your business with your delusion, it is not me who's messing with your job. That's you messing with your job. Because you went on Taylor Swift's internet and told the whole free world a great big old lie. Wow. How does it feel to be so fucking needy for attention from batshit crazy bougie and all of those people that you probably just ended your career? I can tell you it doesn't feel good. I can tell you. Doesn't feel good. But I mean,
license to do this.
Hold on, let's hear what you need a license for.
And
I'll try to put this on
Let's listen
YouTube
again.
because I haven't played any copyrighted music.
Well, keep my name off of it, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want her doing anything to jeopardize my license. I have to be licensed to do this.
You have to be licensed to do that. I don't think you're gonna have it long.
It has sprung out in the fact that I didn't even know about this with what I do with these children. Now I just feel like even a bigger fool. But again, I had no reason to look into it. I was just like, wow, she's doing this before, and I'm doing something after. So how
Not for
cool
long.
is that? Well,
Not for long.
and here it was in my own backyard.
In your own
So,
backyard.
like I said,
I think Susie's got some questions.
Oh, here's some Susie.
all right, hold on.
No, I brought her in the box so you'll be able to.
Oh,
hear.
you're right. Their credibility is lost.
She asked you to do this. Do you
Now, Susan, who clearly doesn't listen at all because she's so filled with hate and trying to get me, Susan says, when she asked you to do this, I didn't fucking ask you to do that. You took it upon yourself, Tammy Guidry, funeral director in Texas, to talk to people allegedly at MD Anderson and Methodist, because you said you called them, and allegedly talked to them, and they just knew my name, had flyers. But thank God you showed up on your job, on assignment, and gave them that FBI website because, fuck, they didn't know what to do. Thank God you came in with the clutch. Do you see why people laugh at you? Do you see why police and the FBI laugh at you? Do you see why? Okay, I'm just making sure that you see why. Okay, let's go back.
remember the date? Was it in...
Let's listen to Susan again.
It's like, wow, she's doing this before, and I'm doing something after, so how fucking cool is that? Well, and here it was in my own backyard. So, like I said,
I think Susie's got some questions.
all right, hold on.
No, I brought her in the box so you'll be able to hear.
When she asked you to do this,
Never asked
do you
her.
remember the date? Was it in, say, March of 2021, 2022?
Look, Susan is
By
so
any
excited she's out of breath.
When she asked me to do what?
She might not have asked you, but when you were looking into these other hospitals for her,
Yeah, because Susan really cares about victims. She didn't listen to one bit of that girl's story. Not one. Oh yeah, Susan, she's the one to have in your corner.
By any chance?
When she asked me to do what?
When she, okay, she might not have asked you, but when you were looking into these other hospitals for her,
Susan, baby, boop, boop, boop. Listen, slurring Susan. Nobody asked her to look into those hospitals for me. Do you not listen to the victims? It's weird. Let's go back just a little.
she might not have asked you, but when you were looking into these other hospitals for her, and when she was saying that she was getting other hospitals, was it right around the time that the letter, the email from Children's Hospital, when I dropped
21, 22, did they say what year?
They did not, but I can certainly find that out, Susie. I can certainly find that out, the exact years.
Because, Ashley, I hope you're listening.
Oh,
She did a live right after I dropped the email from Children's Hospital. And I remember every word of it to this day. She looked dead in the camera and said, Susan, I did lie about something. I did
Verbatim.
lie about one thing. And it's where the Children's Hospital was. Because you dumb Fs were going to ruin everything for me.
True.
It's in a hospital. Did you know how many children's hospitals are in the United States? It could be anywhere. It could be everywhere.
Well,
Yeah.
it could be, but it's not.
Well, I knew that. We all, well, I mean, everybody knows that it's not anywhere. But what I'm thinking is she started shopping hospitals when that email dropped because she had to get it, say it was somewhere, and that she was working with some hospital because it was never Children's Hospital. It was never going to be Children's Hospital.
It wasn't?
Bella Bowman Foundation has been working with Children's Hospital since 2019 to get Bella's room in the Children's Hospital.
Well, that's very interesting because you made me triggered. You triggered me to remember something else because she said she started going to her computer because she's obviously linked up through all the MD Andersons throughout the country. And then, of course, she has other access because they specialize in children's cancer treatment at this point. And she looked me down in the face and she said, Tammy, look at me. And so I did. And she said, we call you here to do what you do. You don't think I would know about something like this for when they're in our care or even in any type of care? And I said, well, now that you say that, yes. But I kept stressing, I never had any reason to think of it this way. I just never did.
hold please. Be right back. Thanks for that, love. Oh, listen, I promise I won't sleep with anyone else tonight. Whoop! Development. Let's talk. Whoop, whoop. So let's get this straight. I had to have somebody tell me something, okay? Oh, did you like the pencil? I've got the pencil right here, Pookies. Okay, listen. So, you're telling me that, and they said this with authority, I could play you Susan sing again because she lies like crazy. You're telling me that, wait, I'm going to go back to that point. Just hold on. Let me finish with this video and then we're going to talk about that other thing because I have to get my words together for that. Let's finish this. Hold on, please.
You pissed me off, but I never had a reason to put two and two together because, she's doing a good thing, for when they pass, and I'm taking care of it. I'm kind of like picking up where she left off. And,
Oh, you're picking up where I
and
left
I
off.
never thought about that. And they kept saying, you don't think we would know about something like that? And then she also said, if there was something like this out there available to families, and they use something like you, not only in my area, because I'm not traveling to Pennsylvania. Maybe I would, I don't know, but she said, we would bring this to your attention and go, hey, okay, here's where this room is done at this point.
Actually, there's rooms similar to it all over the country, as a matter of fact. As a matter of fact, there's one in MD Anderson. There is one. And I think it's comical to me that the people that work at MD Anderson that primarily treat children's cancer, actually they treat every cancer. It's a cancer research hospital. Doesn't know that they have a room like that. And Susan, I never claimed the idea was originally mine. Actually, the one in Baton Rouge isn't the first. There was a young couple whose baby died the day it was born, and they had the idea. And I thought, what a beautiful way to honor my child than to bring a room just like that into Children's Hospital, because they handled my son's death with amazing dignity. But in the 3 days that he was dying, we were still in a fucking hospital room, instead of in the comfort of our home, because we were petrified of him dying at our house. But we were still in a hospital room. And the rooms that other people have created across the nation, I thought, man, I would really want one of those here in New Orleans. And so that's when the Forever Nursery came to light 7 years ago, when I wanted to do that for my boy. Because Children's handled my son's death with fucking impeccable dignity. They let any and every family member come and visit me and my child while he was dying. They let families stay overnight and stare at the monitor and watch his heart rate for me so that my eyes didn't have to leave my son. Because we were scared to death that he was going to have a fucking heart attack in the middle of the night between Sunday and Monday. And then we were afraid that he was going to, between Saturday and Sunday. Between Sunday and Monday, his heart rate dropped so fucking low that we were holding our breath that he didn't die before his adoption was final. So no, it wasn't my original idea.
Can you mimic that? Can you do something else? And she said, we would know of some type of room or, I can't think of the word now because I'm so pissed off.
So you mean to tell me people that work at MD Anderson don't know that there's a room that exists there just like that? That has no affiliation with me, nothing to do with me, but they don't know that exists in there? Oh, okay.
Kind of specialty that would allow that, especially if they're in the system. Mm-hmm. If that's something that's going to be allowed, let's say in New York City, we would offer that to the family. Hey, if you can afford this expense.
So let's talk about that system, Tammy Guidry from Texas. So you're saying that I allegedly went through my friends to look up other people's information in the database in the system. But you just admitted that you looked through the system for information about me? Wow. I mean, that could have violated all kind of HIPAA shit, because you don't know who's been to MD Anderson for medical reasons. So if they're looking up my name, which you claim that they did, who's to say you didn't get a hold of my medical information? Huh. I don't think you're going to have your license for long.
Can transfer your case to the MD Anderson in New York City and let him, do this concept that Ashley had.
There is another Bella's room. The one
There is.
here in New Orleans is
It's
not
a
the
Susan.
first one.
It's not.
There's one in Baton Rouge, the original one.
Nope, it's not the original one. No, ma'am. It might be original to this state, but it is not the original one. Susan, you don't know what you're talking about, so stop talking.
There's been one for a decade now. And I'll go on record and say it was never your idea, Ashley.
I'll go on record, Susan, and say it was never my idea to begin with either. I wanted to bring a room like that to Children's. I really don't know, baby, where the disconnect is. I do know where. But you need to get help for it.
No, it was not. There are other concepts like this, of like what she talks about in various hospitals, not to the extent of like Bella's, and certainly not to the extent of what Chauvin was talking about. Absolutely, a hospital will go above and beyond, but nothing like what she said, and she's a goddamn liar. Sorry, God strike her down. I should have.
God strike her down. God strike her down. Let's hear that one more time.
Not to the extent of like Bella's, and certainly not to the extent of what Chauvin was talking about. Absolutely, a hospital will go above and beyond, but nothing like what she said, and she's a goddamn liar. Sorry, God strike her down. I should have said that, but
God strike her down. Because the only person that lied, baby, that was you. Tammy Guidry from Texas, funeral director, on the clock, doing unsavory things with a person's information without authority or permission, and to hospital staff at 2 major hospitals while working, scouting out a dying child for her funeral home to rake in the business. But please don't mention Tammy Guidry from Houston, funeral director's name on live or on that YouTube channel, because she doesn't want to lose her funeral director's license. And I don't want to mess with that.
it's absolutely not true. And the fact that she's shopping hospitals in the name of a child dying.
Bitch, don't ever speak of my child. He's not dying. He's dead. My baby isn't dying. He actually fucking died. That's what it is. So get that straight. He's not dying. He's dead. And I would think that a funeral director would understand the or soon to be ex-funeral director, allegedly.
What? And then using these people's names, like, oh yeah, I've got, this, I'm working hand in hand with this person.
That's what she does. She will use people's names that she doesn't truly even know.
So, wait a minute. I'm gonna go back to that. Can we go back to that and listen for the allegedly? Hold on, somebody said I have something in my teeth. I sure do. Thank you. Alright. Let's go back for the allegedly.
Just say, oh yeah, because I know this person.
Oh, wait, I got off of it. Sorry. Hold on.
That's just where I excel. So again, I think that's what kind of drew me into
Hold on, I was at the end. I'm
You had to
sorry.
do.
conversation, and of course, and it would be the typical, Jesus, I got the email that I subscribed.
Oh, I wanna
They
say about
asked
that too.
Did you say that Chauvin texted you today?
Oh, I did. I texted her.
If
Hold on,
that's
wait.
something that's going to be allowed,
Yeah.
let's say in New York City, we would offer that to the family. Hey,
I had to
you
go
can
back. I'm sorry. Because I
afford
got
this
out of it.
expense. We can transfer your case to the MD Anderson in New York City and let him, do this concept that Ashley had.
There is another Bella's room. The one here in New Orleans is not the first one.
I can't stand
There's
her
one
voice.
in Baton Rouge, the original.
Like what she talks about in various hospitals, not to the extent of like Bella's, and certainly not to the extent of what Chauvin was talking about. Absolutely nothing like what she said, and she's a goddamn liar. Sorry, God strike me down. I should have said that, but it's absolutely not true. And the fact that she
I'm sorry, we were listening for the word allegedly or in her opinion. We're going to go back one more little time.
God strike me down. I should have said that, but it's absolutely not true. And the fact that she's shopping hospitals in the name of a child dying. What? And then using these people's names like, oh yeah, I've got, this, I'm working hand in hand with this person.
That's what she does. She will use people's names that she doesn't truly even know and just say, oh yeah, because I know this person.
And she had to do it. She had to shop hospitals because she knew I was getting close.
To insanity. Now that was Susan, Bougie, Jen Smith, and Tammy Guidry, funeral director from Houston, all commenting that I use other people's names as fundraisers with no alleged and no in their opinion. Wow. Okay.
Thank you so much for coming forward, Tammy.
Thank you so much for coming forward, Tammy. Thank you.
You're out of the box now. I appreciate you. You and I should, speak here very shortly.
Yes.
Thank you so very much.
Tammy, if you're okay with it, do you mind if I send your... Do you have Tammy's number?
That's weird. Weird. Like super weird. Don't you think? That's crazy.
You can give it to her.
Okay, I'll send it to her.
Tomorrow, I'm going back into Houston. I'm going to meet with my contacts at Methodist Hospital. Again, it's in this med center, and I will shop these hospitals just like she did, if that's what it takes.
That's right. We appreciate it so much. That's what we need is an entire collective working on this. And
But I thought you said, Bougie, that you're not a collective. That's weird, huh? Is that why y'all are focused tonight so much on affairs or people that I'm sleeping with? Because you want to take the spotlight off of Tammy, who absolutely lied? Not allegedly. She fucking lied. Is that why you're trying to bring up that? Or is it because, well, I know the real reason, but anyway. Is that why? Is that why you're bringing that up? Like, I'm trying to wrap my head around how absolutely bad this looks for you. But you said we're not a collective. We're not, and then Jen Smith from Bougie Panda says, no, we need you to do this. So she's now sending people out to stalk and harass for her as a collective. That's what they need as a collective. Let me play it for you just one more time.
do you have Tammy's number?
No, you can give it to her.
Okay, I'll send it to her.
Tomorrow, I'm going back into Houston. I'm going to meet with my contacts at Methodist Hospital. Again, it's in this med center. And
so wait a minute. Stop for a second. Wild. Why didn't you go on live tonight and talk about what you found out from your contacts at the Methodist hospital? Is it because you realized last night that you fucked up and you lied and now this is on Taylor Swift's whole fucking internet? This is crazy. It's crazy. Wow. And your whole thing was that I said something in response to someone else saying something about my baby, so you decided to jump ship and tell a whole ass lie. Wow. For somebody who's like 53 years old, you would think that you were smarter than that. I'm gonna go back because she keeps going.
I will shop these hospitals just like she did, if that's what it takes.
That's right.
Listen.
We appreciate it so much.
Yeah.
That's what we need is an entire collective working on this, and everything is falling together the way it's supposed to.
Oh, it is. Oh,
Well,
it is.
Again, I would have never done this. Even if I got bananaed last night, okay, but it was the category I got it.
Blah, 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 blah.
You gave me a case of the red ass.
I gave her-
Did you say that?
I gave her a case of the red ass. You about to get a whole crate of the red ass.
Chauvin text you today?
Oh, yeah, let me read that. I can read that now that I'm not on live. I'll read it.
Did you forget you were not on live? Or did Bougie just use you and put your ass out there? Or were you too stupid to know that you were on live with 1,300 people? I love this for me.
Word for word.
Ah.
Twat waffle.
Oh,
Okay.
called me a twat waffle. Okay.
Sent me two. The first one says,
Listen.
let me open it up because it's a longer one. Oh,
Now wait, before I read this, I would like to say to you, their whole thing is accountability. They want me to take accountability. Now, Emily Artovakevich, I'm going to play a little sound from her in just a minute. But anyway, I have apologized, sincerely apologized to her several times. And Tammy Guidry, funeral director who abuses the clock and her privilege and authority to tell a lie on a live, sat there and I apologized to her if what I had said had hurt her about her brother. Okay? And I want you to hear because she's going to read my text verbatim.
let me open it up because it's a longer one. Of course I'm sad and angry because I really believed you. I'm truly, and truly's all capitalized, sorry if I hurt you and triggered the memories of your brother's DEATA. I don't want to get in trouble again.
Yeah.
I never, ever meant to hurt you. Please know I appreciate your friendship and the lesson I've learned from it.
I do.
Yeah, you did, bitch. I really wish you could have just spoken to me. I don't mind calling you to apologize either. I'm truly sorry I hurt you. Best to you. And then she sent me another one.
I
And
did.
just to be clear, I had no idea you left until I saw
didn't.
you live. The message I sent you was genuine. Total bullshit. Because I looked into that today too. Because when I unsubscribed, I got the notification on TikTok, but I also got an email. So I'm going to guess, and I think it's a pretty educated guess to say, if I got the email that I unsubscribed, so did she.
Yeah.
No. You see, I know Jen doesn't know how Tiki-Taki works, and neither does Tammy, so let me explain to you. If you cancel your subscription, we don't get a single fucking notice. You just go about your way. And TikTok does that so that it doesn't necessarily interact between creator and ex-subscriber. It sends you a message because you paid for this subscription, and it was a confirmation that your card and your subscription no longer was being used for me. I had no idea that you left. I had no idea that you were running your mouth in the live the night before. Until I was sent screenshots after you went on the live the night before that and got banned. Not by me, because I was on the fucking live. But I know it's insane to think that other people see through your bullshit. It's wild. It's wild to think that anyone other than me thinks you're bullying, harassing, and stalking me. It is wild to think that there's anyone else that sees through your shit.
Because when I unsubscribed, I got the notification on TikTok, but I also got an email.
Because you're the subscriber.
So I'm going to guess, and I think it's a pretty educated guess to say, if I got the email that I unsubscribed, so did she.
Yeah.
So suck it back, because that's bullshit.
You said that she told you that they looked us up?
Okay, yeah, that was another thing. Because again, I came forward and I guess my next apology when I can show my face will be to you, Bougie, because it's no secret that if you're on her side, y'all are Satan. You know that.
Yeah.
So we would get into conversations, of course, and it would be the typical, Jesus Christ, get a life, and what the hell, she's pissing me off. And I said something to the effect of, and it's in a text, so I come back and stop. Well, maybe she needs to be investigated, meaning you. Okay? The texting stopped. I pointed at my laptop like you could.
Tammy said to me, Bougie needed to be investigated, and charges needed to be pressed against Bougie for stalking and harassing me. Which is true, and which they are. Because their little whippy repartee of a collective went and harassed the police department. And they're looking into things, but not the way you think, probably. Also, the FBI and Attorney General's office absolutely has been alerted that you are doing this. Hold.
When I pointed, I said, even you. The texting stopped, and she called me, and I don't remember if it was on the phone, because she
I call people because I don't want the tone to be lost in translation. So if ever I'm texting you, I talk fast and I type even faster. And usually when I type, I misspell every fucking thing because I don't go back and autocorrect. I just type, send. Any and everyone can prove that. If it's spelled correctly, I didn't send it. That's the freaking God's honest truth. If it is spelled correctly, there's no wrong spaces, there's no random periods, or the punctuation or grammar is correct, it ain't come from me. It did not come from me. It's the truth. I don't go back and look. I don't even reread it. I word vomit and send. I do. Everyone knows it. I am world's worst corrector. I just don't correct shit. Okay. But I also call people in the middle of like texting because number one, I text like I think. Like if I speak in sentences like this, I text the same way I talk. Every time I do. I call people because number one, I'd rather have a conversation with you. And number two, I don't want my tone or my meaning to be lost in a text. Like, because sometimes it is.
She goes back and forth from calling you on the phone.
I do.
Calling you on Facebook Messenger, calling you on Instagram.
I do.
She kind of bats back and forth. But she called me and she's like, look, you can save your time. You take care of you and yours. I'll take care of them in the investigation. I'm like, well, what's that supposed to mean? She says, well, I've got a hookup. And I was like, well, what kind of hookup? I mean, because I do too, but...
Okay. I don't trust people. I definitely didn't trust her. I don't trust people. There's a good reason why. People fake like they're my friends and get in my group. They are my friends, and then all of a sudden, instead of talking to me, they decide to flip and go hort. Like, I mean, I'm just saying, I don't trust people. If I had done that, do you think I would trust you to just say that I had done that? I guess the fuck not. But let's go back, because I also want you, while you're listening to this, to listen for the word allegedly or in my opinion, okay?
I'll take care of them in the investigation. I'm like, well, what's that supposed to mean? She says, well, I've got a hookup. And I was like, well, what kind of hookup? I mean, because I do too, but I'm just on to the point where I would do something like that, because she's just somebody on TikTok, for Christ's sake. And she's like, oh no, I've got friends in high places. I've already looked bougie up. And then she gave me a list. I believe Susie was on the list. And of course the Queen was. And then she even made the comment, all hail the Queen. And then she said some other names, but I'm not enough to remember the names, so I apologize. But I remember Bougie Susie and the Queen, all hail the Queen.
So you mean to tell me that a person that I don't have an active friendship with at all, that in the beginning when you and I spoke, that I don't have an active friendship with at all, and I barely know you, I decided to divulge this secret that I had, that I'm having people look them up, and then to go even further, I gave you a list? Raise your hand in the comment if you think that that is fucking horseshit. Hold on. How do I? Can't I comment? Yeah. Hold on. I rose my little hand in the comment. I rose it. Just for aesthetic reasons. I did. I raised it. Like, hey. But
I get it.
Before I get into my meeting today.
so wow. That's so weird. So is that why you brought Nicole in? To deflect attention from Tammy Guidry, funeral director from Houston, who abused her power and then lied? Wow. Well, I mean, that's crazy. And you're right. Okay, Molly, I'll give you that. Her statement was not specific on how they looked me up. Okay. But all the rest of the stuff was horseshit and lies. And the very, very high ups that I spoke to today at MD Anderson and let them know this, they confirmed that it was a lie. And Methodist did also. And I have those conversations recorded, but legally I cannot share them. But that is wild. I mean, fucking crazy. I mean, to speak with such authority and then lie about hospitals, asking you, well, where do I report this? Because We just don't know what to do with this information. $7:53. 7:53 at night. That's when I was born. It just wasn't last night. 7:53 at night. Not last night, though. I wasn't born yesterday. And neither are these people. Y'all keep trying. You're making yourselves look like fucking fools. And since I have all this fucking time on my hands, I'm going through every single one of these. And I'm going to make sure that you're aware of these things. Wow. Let's hear what Emily Artivakevich has to say, eh? Hold on. Let's listen. Now, Emily definitely plays fucking victim and definitely acts like she does no wrong. But let's hear with our good ears Emily Artivakevich.
Here we go. Hey, I've just been watching your live, and
I would like to say, hold on, wait.
Fuck you.
Wait, let me go. I'm gonna go back. First of all, she came in on a fake account because I have her account blocked, which usually indicates I don't want any interaction from you. But I also say, if you want to say something to me, come in as yourself. And if I have you blocked, come in, say who you are, and I'll unblock you. But let's listen to Emily Artivakevich.
Here we go.
And this is the lie.
Hey, I've just been watching your live, and I just wanted to say, fuck you, you rat bastard bitch. This is Emily Artivakevich.
Now, I'm not making up that she's Emily Artivakevich. She says her name. First and last. Let's hear it again.
Here we go. Hey, I've just been watching your live, and I just wanted to say, fuck you, you rat bastard bitch. This is Emily.
Oh, wait. Oh, I'm sorry. I got out of it. Sorry.
Here we go.
That was this.
Hey, I've just been watching your live, and I just wanted to say, fuck you, you rat bastard bitch. This is Emily Artivakevich. Dude.
What? Emily Artivakevich, that isn't becoming of you. But, okay, I do want to let you hear the last part where she definitely, absolutely, not allegedly, decides to antagonize me with my dead child's name. Let's have a listen.
Here we go. Hey, I've just been watching your live, and I just wanted to say, fuck you, you rat bastard bitch. This is Emily Artivakevich. Jude, talk about your kid. Jude. Sweet baby Jude. Sweet baby Jude. Sweet baby Jude.
You're right. He was sweet.
He was.
She says he died way before she even knew him. Way before she even knew him. She never knew my child. None of you have. None of you knew my child. But let's listen how she antagonizes me.
Here we go. Hey, I've just been watching your live, and I just wanted to say, fuck you, you rat bastard bitch. This is Emily Artivakevich. Jude, talk about your kid. Jude. Sweet baby Jude. Sweet baby Jude. Sweet baby Jude.
You're right. He was sweet.
He was. Despite you.
Despite me. He was 6 months old. You asshole. He was 6 months fucking old. He didn't despite me. I was his mother, his caregiver. I love my baby. And he didn't do anything despite me. So you might want to check your fucking self. Now, I will admit, because I have no problems taking accountability when I actually do something. At the end of that, I said, you know what? I'm going to let you go out with a bang. And I ended it and I dropped her down. I absolutely said that. And it absolutely was a jab. Because there is only so much someone can take. The difference between Emily and all of you is that I can and do take accountability for what I say and what I do. And for you to antagonize me with my baby's name, makes you no better than the monster you claim I am. Emily Artivakevich. But Emily Artivakevich isn't a stranger to talking about people. If anybody knows Bayou Brandy, you might want to let her know that Emily Artivakevich is screenshotting pictures from her TikTok and sending them all over, but to me, about Brandy, Inside Out, Bayou Brandy. Let me show you. Hold, please. I got a weird text message the other day. Like weird, like fucking wild. And it was a group message to me. It was a group message. And this says, I wouldn't have even known this was Brandy. I don't know what it is, but she doesn't look the same. And I don't think it's just the lip fillers. Now, I need to make sure that there is no phone numbers on here. And there isn't, but I will happily provide Brandy and anyone else with this message to prove that it's Emily Artivakevich. But here's the message. Let me mirror me so you can see it for yourself. I'm weird with the mirroring because I always end up doing like this, okay? I wouldn't have even known this was Brandy. Now, this was a screenshot from Bayou Brandy's TikTok when she told the story about how she got to go to the Super Bowl for free. My first response was, now I'm going to have to take a screenshot of this because it does show the phone number. And I just want to make sure that I'm not putting anything out there that shouldn't be. So I'm going to screenshot it in equivocal parts so that you can see that the message does run together, okay? It doesn't matter if it wasn't mean. You're screenshotting that and sending it. Now you've sent it to a stranger. And I would take offense to it. And it's not just the lip fillers. But that's just me. Brandy might not take offense to it. But I hope anyone asks Brandy. Oh, wait, that went to the side. Hold on, please. Bam, 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 bam. And I'm going to read you exactly what I sent her. I wasn't going to at first. Okay? Right. Imagine talking about a mother who just birthed her child. But, I mean, we're gonna put these messages, and I'm gonna show them to you, because they say I don't show receipts. And I'm going to just simply scratch out their phone numbers, because I don't want people harassing them like they do to me. But it's okay. We're gonna just not be like them. Screen right. Okay. Okay, and save. I just have to cover up these phone numbers, and then we will... Oh, wait. And not half-ass it like they do. Oh, I would be offended too, but that's just her people trying to make excuses so that she doesn't look as bad as she does. Because I would definitely be offended, especially if that was my friend. I would be offended, but that's just me. And I'm going to read you the whole thing, and you're going to see that she definitely, most certainly, feels it was offensive too. I'm just scratching out phone numbers, if you just give me a second. Because it was a group message. So it shows the phone number of the person speaking. If you have an Android, you would know that. So I'm just scratching out phone numbers so that nobody's doxxed, even though they do that to me all the time. No phone number there, and there's a little bit of one right here. Let me move this menu bar up so that I can make sure that nothing is... Oh. I crossed out the words and not the... Okay. Y'all ready? So I responded because at first I didn't click that it was Bayou Brandy because it doesn't look like her. But her story came up on my FYP. So I thought, wait, I recognize that's Bayou Brandy. But listen, I answered back. Can you see it? I think you have the wrong number. Now, Emily Artivakevich, this is who this is from, Emily Artivakevich. Why do you have my phone number in your phone? When you supposedly hate me, we aren't friends, and we haven't spoken in, I think the last time we spoke was when your child died. Yeah. That's the last time we've spoken. But anyway, I said, I think you have the wrong number. She put, I just realized that. Sorry about that. And I said, no worries. And then the plot thickens. So I thought, wait a minute. That looks like Bayou Brandy. And I put two and two together and I was like, hold on. Now, let me preface this by saying, Bayou Brandy does not like me. I don't give two fucks about her. But she just had a baby that she has worked for her whole life to have this baby. They've gone through countless IVF treatments. And I didn't think it was appropriate that anybody send someone else's picture around the internet or around text messages. When number one, it was fucking rude what she said. But number two, she just had a baby. She doesn't need creepy ass people sending out her picture. Okay? And I said, no worries. But then, I'm starting off with no worries so you can see it's the same message. I said, later on that day, I said, oh yeah, hi, me again. The wrong number person. Were you talking about Bayou Brandy in that picture? Because I was about to go the fuck off. This chick just had a baby. This is her response. I'm going to read it to you, then I'm going to show it to you. Yes, I was telling them how beautiful she is, but I seriously wouldn't recognize her in the other picture. If I walked up to her, I would not recognize her, LOL. I wonder if it'd be that way for all of us when we were younger. Oh, let me show it to you. Now here's where her guilty conscience checks in. My comment above, I realize, may have looked mean, but by no means was it. I know her personally. Well, kinda. And I was shocked by the picture because she looks so different. Heart face. Guilty conscience, Emily. Then she fucked up. Okay? Then she fucked up. Because then she sent this to her husband, but still in the group message. Look at this bullshit. So when I got that, I thought, what the fuck? So I did a reverse search on the number. I put this phone number in the Googler, and it came up. Emily Artivakevich. And it came up her company. And it gave me all of her information publicly when I put in her phone number in reverse Google. Because I thought, this has to be someone that knows me too. And it wasn't a wrong number. They must have accidentally put my name in the search because it's Ashley. I don't go by Ashley, but it's Ashley. So maybe I was like the first contact and she accidentally clicked it looking for her husband's number. So I reverse Google searched it and I found it was Emily Artivakevich. And I thought, that's weird, Emily. You aren't friends with Bayou Brandy. You know of her. She's a TikTok personality that you obsess over probably. Because you're trying to be so far up Susan's ass that she only sees your 2 feet dangling out. And Susan and Bayou Brandy are friends. But I digress, girl. Let me go back to this. So she sends, look at this bullshit. And I have the look at this bullshit at the top so you can see it's the same message. Okay? Sorry. Here we go. And it says, she goes, oh my God, that was to my husband. Laughing, crying face. That's when I Googled it. Okay? So screenshot it if you want and then pause to read. But I'm going to read it to you. So then once I found out that it was Emily, this is going to be the second apology I gave to Emily Artivakevich. You know, the one who said, fuck you, you rat bastard. Okay. I just want to make sure we know it's the same person. I said, Emily, I'm going to address you here privately because I don't know why you have my number or why you accidentally sent me this. And I know the look at this bullshit was because of me. But let me say a few things to you that you deserve to hear from me. Because it's been coming for a long time. That's the first message. Right here. I said first and most importantly, I'm sorry. I'm truly sorry if I ever hurt you in any way. And I don't even know what that says. I truly think that you find, are they out of order? Oh, wait, I must have missed. Hold on. Let me go back to it because I missed a piece. I don't know why it's not there. Alright, because it's been coming for a long time. Screenshot. And screenshot. Hold on. I just want to make sure I got it all. Alright, now I have to do the cross out the phone number. Sorry. I don't know why. Wait, was this it? Let me make sure there's no phone numbers. Screen right. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to show you that I'm starting off with this one. Okay? So I already read this paragraph to you. I'm now on this one right here. Okay? I said, first, and more importantly, I'm truly sorry that I ever hurt you in any way. I truly hope that you find healing from whatever it is you're holding on to with me. I really hope you heal. Secondly, I forgive you. I forgive you for the things you're saying about my children. I may have said things out of anger, but so have you. I hope you heal. I am not the same person I was years ago, nor am I even the same person that I was yesterday. I am ever changing. I wish you nothing but peace from me and from your son dying. Now that's the first part. You can screenshot it if you want, so you can read it again. Let's see, from your son dying. Okay. I wish you nothing but peace from me and from your son dying. I know how much that changed me, and I'm sure it's changed you. I know that you feel entitled to where the room is or where the money is, but you don't. No more than I am entitled to you and your husband's financial records. I know you can't see the forest through the trees. I put first. I didn't correct it. So it actually says, I know you can't see the first through the trees of your hate for me, but it was supposed to say forest. I know you can't see the hurt through the trees of your hate for me, and probably some displacement of losing your son. But again, I forgive you and hope one day you can forgive me, or at least heal. Let me find where it is because I flipped the screen. I screenshotted it in a weird way. Okay, I forgive you and hope one day that you can forgive me or at least heal from the hurt you continue to dwell on and carry. I wish you nothing but the very best, and I mean that. I know you hate me and more than likely always will, but holding on to that kind of pain or hatred is going to get you nowhere. Trust me, I've had to move forward on countless apologies I'll never get. I'm going to request that after night's assault, it was supposed to say after last night's assault. I'm going to request that after last night's assault, you please just leave me be. Leave my children alone. Leave my family, who has no part in y'all's... Hold on. No part in y'all's vendetta, alone. And my job alone. I'm asking that you please let me heal and let me grow into a better person that I strive to be every day. Again, I'm sorry. And I wish you peace and healing in every way. Take care of yourself, Emily, and I will continue to hope and pray for your healing. The next line was from her husband. I don't know if it really was her husband or if it was somebody she was just texting gossip about Bayou Brandy, but this is the other number that was in the group chat. I don't even go here, but... And then... Hold on, I got screenshots. I don't even go here, but, and then the middle finger emoji 6 times. And my response was, I hope you find healing as well. This was the second apology that I have given Emily. The first one I gave her was on Reddit. And I know she got it because after she read it, when I was on a break from TikTok, she decided to taunt me in my inbox and say, oh, come on, play with us. Because this is a big fucking game to them. So that is Emily Artivakevich. And if you're still wondering who Emily Artivakevich is, here we go.
Hey, I've just been watching your live, and I just wanted to say, fuck you, you rat bastard bitch. This is Emily Artivakevich.
And talk about your kid.
Jude. Sweet baby Jude. Sweet baby Jude. Sweet baby Jude.
You're right. He was sweet.
He was. Despite you.
Despite me. Here we go. So, ladies and gentlemen, that first recording was Tammy Guidry, funeral home director from Texas, Houston, Alvin, more specific. All things she said. That recording was, well, self-proclaimed, Emily Artivakevich. Yeah. I'm gonna go finish packing for my trip. And I'm gonna gloat the whole motherfucking time. I mean, big fucking smile. And I'm gonna go to bed thinking, you know what they're gonna be doing tomorrow? Still fucking watching me. Still fucking obsessed with me. But now the people that watch you are gonna know you're a fucking liar. Have the day you deserve. Good night, Emily Artivakevich and Tammy Guidry from Houston, Texas.